This is Christopher Riley, seen here doing his regular exercises, which he tells us keeps him well, both mentally and physically. Christopher's seen doing some simple stretching exercises to great benefit. Jackie McCreary has started working through a full collection of desert island discs. Starting from 1942, she's currently at 1978. She's found them really interesting and sometimes fascinating. One in particular she recalls is Henry Williamson, author of Tarka the Otter, describing his experience of the Christmas truce in 1914. Jackie's second photo is of a Veggie Box delivery she now regularly receives. She tells us that it is like Christmas morning when she sees it on the doorstep because she doesn't know what will be inside. Some of the contents, which she doesn't recognise, has challenged her culinary capacity and has meant that she's had to research and find out how to best utilise the contents, thus expanding her culinary expertise. Well done, Jackie. This is Ian McLaren, who was diagnosed with CLL in November 2018 and is still on active monitoring. Ian is seen on his mountain bike on a forest track in Argyll, Scotland. He is still playing music and sings in sessions and also volunteers with a local football club, St Mirren FC. Thanks, Ian. Hilary Lindsay has been on watch and wait since 2009. She was diagnosed then as part of getting ready for her knee replacement op. Since they were allowed out after the initial lockdown, she and her husband Colin have so enjoyed their daily walks, often visiting their allotment, which is just a mile away. The picture shows a pumpkin their allotment neighbour had planted for them before they were allowed to visit. Hilary chose not to share her diagnosis beyond her very immediate family until lockdown meant she felt she needed to. This meant quite a change in how she saw herself and others saw her. She could not get enough of the CLL Support webinars during lockdown and responded to Chairman Mark Auckland's plea for trustees last year. A year later, she's an established trustee and is now busy working with Mark to recruit the next generation. Would you like to join Hilary as a trustee rather than on her allotment, I imagine? Last week's video compilation featured Kelly Sivright as Action Woman, so it's only fair to include this week Peter Gibbs as Action Man, clearly seen in the photograph in a tandem parachute jump. Peter's had CLL since 2009 and is currently in remission. The parachute jump raised £1,600 for his local hospice. Well done, Peter. Jan Berry was diagnosed in 2016 with SLL. She underwent chemotherapy for 6 months and went into remission for 2 years. But she's been on ibrutinib for the past 3 years. All of this has not stopped Jan from pursuing her passion of travelling to Spain a few times a year. And Jan is seen here in the photograph, relaxing in beautiful weather and equally beautiful surroundings. Phil Budden simply asks us not to forget tennis. He plays 3 times a week and it keeps his sanity up and his blood pressure down. Certainly does what it says in the photo. Phil, thank you. This is Patricia Pentecost on the left, seen here receiving the Lancashire Ladies Singles and Pairs Bowls Championship trophy last year. She's now 10 years in remission from stage 3 CLL, having initially had chemotherapy back then. Congratulations, Patricia. We'd like to thank everyone who contributed their story to this week's compilation. Please look out for our final compilation next week. Thanks again. Bye for now.